It's 2026 and I'm back with an updated cable management tier list. I've brought in a bunch of fresh options to see how they stack up against the classics. I'll be ranking 35 items from S tier essentials to F tier garbage. Stick around to see exactly what I use in my own setup. The PAMO trays are not like your standard squared off cable trays. They have a couple of great features that make them stand out. First, the angle of the trays is canted open, making them slightly easier to access than your typical rectangular tray. They're also quite rigid, so you can have no fear loading them up with cables and power strips and not having any flexing. Coming in sets of 2 or 3 and 3 different color options, you can really customize these to fit your desk. This kicks off our list in A tier. I recommend the NOROCME 192-piece cable kit to anyone who has a desk to manage. The silicone cable holders and large clips are both great ways to route cables off the back of your desk or to clamp them under your work surface. The short cable sleeves are perfect to bundle together cables behind your monitor. I've purchased this kit over and over, which proves it belongs in S tier. Now moving to the other end of the spectrum, I never recommend using zip ties, but I can concede that they may serve a purpose at times. Let's be honest, they are super cheap too. And zip ties are kind of like ants. They're super strong with a tiny form. So sometimes that strength in a little package is what's needed. They're just annoying to use. You have to cut them to make any changes. I just would much prefer to use some kind of Velcro tie. I'm putting these in F tier. The Rocstor Rack is meant to be for server duct management, but it's also a legitimate option to attach it to your desk. The steel construction makes it one of the most sturdy and heavy products on this list. It doesn't have little teeth that can crack off like some of the plastic options. My biggest caution here is that the Amazon listing makes it appear like you're getting 2 racks, but you're in fact only getting 1 panel with the cover. This option might be overkill for your desk setup, so I'll put it in C tier. Our first big-time tray in a really popular product on Amazon is the stand-up desk door under-desk tray. This powder-coated steel tray has a good build quality and is very simple to install. The many openings allow you to run cable straps almost anywhere for you to secure bundles of cables. The functionality is there, but for this price, I wish the final product would be a little more clean and look like it was part of the desk, not an add-on. I'll drop this one in B tier. The Pegzone vertical organizer is a unique mix of a tray, shelf, and pegboard. This lets you integrate hooks for things like headphones directly into your cable setup. It's surprisingly cheap and adjustable, allowing it to work with different kinds of desk setups. However, it's clamp mount only and it doesn't offer the cleanest final look. So while it might be great for functionality, it's just not the most beautiful option. C tier. The Ergo Collect felt cable tray uses a thick felt material similar to acoustic panels. This offers a really soft look. It's easy to go in and out for cable changes, and a power strip can sit flat inside. However, there isn't a ton of vertical space once things are plugged in, so you might have to angle bulky power bricks to get them to fit. Personally, I'd lean towards a larger metal tray just because it gives you more usable space inside and it can really hide all that cable mess. For that reason, I'm giving this D tier. I consider reusable cable straps an essential cable management tool, and the best ones I've found so far are the Trilancer straps. These are especially nice with a longer than average 8-inch length, and they also have a unique shape. This makes it easier to thread the small end into the opening at the other end. A lot of times I don't even use that opening, I just wrap the strap around themselves, which is even faster to do. Some cable products now include these Velcro straps, but the Trilancers are much better. These are going to be S tier. To make things even easier for you when you're ready to buy, I've linked a cheat sheet down in the description. It has all of these products and so many more ranked in my full cable management guide. The Chfeila rotating twist lock magnetic clips are meant for those cables that you use all the time, like phone chargers or docking cables. The design is very clever. The clip rotates open so you can drop the cables in. Then you twist it back closed and a magnetic holds it in place. They feel much more premium than the standard plastic clips, and they stick securely to your desk with adhesive. Now, they aren't the cheapest, but the build quality makes them feel worth it. I'm going to go B tier. The Zilink 40-inch no-drill cable tray is essentially a cable taco. Assembly is simple with tent-style poles that help it hold its shape. It hides cables from both the front and the back of your desk, and it's super easy to drop it open to make changes. Now, it's not as premium as the Humanscale or Ascrono trays that we'll look at later, but for about 1/3 the price, this is a good recommendation for a fabric solution. C tier. The advantage of a Raceway is that it makes things really compact. And the AOC Cable Hider Raceway Kit does exactly that. They get the cables tight up against the underside of your desk for a really clean look. This set is on the better end of the spectrum because the plastic is a little more flexible and the openings are a bit larger. This makes it easier to fit thicker cables through it. Now, this is definitely a set it and forget it type solution. You're not going to want to go in and out of this, but it's one of the better Raceway kits I've tried. B tier. The Linus Tech Tips Room Bundle uses magnetic arches and plates to hold all your cables, power bricks, and strips in place. The magnets do a great job of managing all my cables efficiently, with some very unique ways of connecting the magnets to your cables and power. If I was limited to using only what came in this set, I would consider this an A tier product. But check out my full review to see how I made this an S tier product. I know I'll probably get some heat for putting our own product in S tier, but I truly challenge anyone to show me a better enclosed cable box. I'm the guy who has tested every single one of these products, and after all that testing, this is still what I use at my desk at home. Yes, the price point is high, but you're getting commercial grade quality unmatched by anything else on this list. Because of the ease of use and the way it's designed to look like a natural part of your desk, it's just the best way to get that clean, finished look. S tier. We already saw one clever way to hold cables on your desk surface with those Chfeila magnetic twist locks, but the Sinjimoru clips offer a slightly different approach. Instead of a rotating latch, these use a simple magnetic housing that's a bit more compact. These won't fit on very large cables, but for all the average size ones, they're going to be perfect. This is also a great product to use away from your desk, like a phone charger on your nightstand. Don't be scared of how small they are. These are strong magnets. That keeps this in A tier. The Tinamo Acacia wood monitor stand manages cables differently than most of the things I test. It's a premium wood shelf that doubles as a hidden cable basement for your desk surface. Personally, I'd use this shelf right in front of a monitor arm to store charging or keyboard cables. Now, I'm not necessarily in love with this specific model, but I like the concept. You can easily find a wood shelf with drawers that matches your own setup and get the same benefit. Let's drop this one in B tier. The plastic Scandinavian hub underdesk trays are a lighter weight basic cable management solution. They have pre-installed adhesive that's very strong, so you can feel confident filling them up with power strips and cables. Personally, I prefer the look of metal trays and how they pair with a desk that is steel or aluminum. C tier. Anytime we're filming a desk video in the studio, I always have a few TidyHelper clips in my pocket. These clips have a super strong adhesive backing, maybe too strong sometimes, but that can be used for both under and at the edge of your desk. If you challenge me to cable manage an entire desk setup with these, I'd say it's possible, but maybe not ideal. I previously had these in S tier, but I'm actually going to drop them to an A. This is because that NOROCME kit includes very similar clips. This is the second Pegzone product on the list, and while that vertical organizer we looked at earlier was a bit of a Frankenstein setup, this 31.5-inch metal tray is more simple and more stylish. Unlike the organizer that was clamp only, you can actually screw this one into your desk, which I definitely prefer. This is solid C tier. One of the most recognizable brands on this list, Secretlab, offers a bundle with Velcro straps, cable anchors, and a magnetic cable sheath. The anchors have very strong magnets and are meant to attach directly to the desk surface rather than on a specific holder. The cable sheaths can be attached to the legs of your standing desk, but beware, cables don't easily slide through them. This is A tier if you have a Secretlab desk. It's C tier if not, because it won't be as compatible. The Smartish cord organizer uses a stylish magnetic base wrapped in a high-quality fabric material. Ideally, I'd like to use no collars on my cables like most of their pictures show, but unfortunately, none of my cables wanted to cling to the magnet. This meant I always had to use that collar. The lure of the product was the sleekness of just sticking my cables to the holder, but since I can't really do this, and it's really expensive, this is going to be F tier. The NFHK Desk Grommet USB hub is a productivity upgrade that actually eliminates a cable mess before it starts. It drops right into a 60mm grommet hole, giving you USB ports and a headphone jack right on the surface. There's also other options that have different ports. Instead of stringing long cables to your PC, you can use short ones on top of your desk. If you don't have a grommet, a $10 hole saw can fix that easily. I love the simplicity, adding connectivity without the extra cable clutter. This is a high A tier for me. The Ascrono mesh tray is about $100 more expensive than the Univivi mesh tray, so maybe it's not fair to compare them, but this is basically a more premium version of that product. Similar to the Humanscale tray, the Ascrono has very high quality materials, and it also has straps inside to hold your power strips and cables. For this price, I really expected a more simple assembly and a much cleaner final look. I'm going to put this in C tier mostly because of that value proposition. Earlier, I mentioned that Velcro straps are an essential tool, but if you're bored of standard Velcro, these UMUST silicone ties are my favorite alternative. They stretch to about twice their length and hook together securely. This makes them a fun but functional B-tier option for cables, especially ones that you might be tossing in a bag. The VIVO magnetic cable channels are a product I was very excited to try out, but I ended up being a little bit disappointed in. It's very simple to add the magnets to the channels and pop them on the leg of your desk, assuming it's steel. For a non-adjustable desk, these channels are a B-tier product, looking clean and managing all your vertical cables. For a standing desk, these are going to be D-tier. They just don't have strong enough magnets to stay in place. I'll be generous and average that out to a low C. The Amazon Basics power strip features 9 outlets and a 6-foot cord. What I like about this long power strip is how it spreads out the outlets to avoid bulky power adapters running into each other. You can also plug in your accessories close to the side of the desk that they're sitting on, making it easier to bundle up their cables. Just make sure 9 outlets is enough for you. I'm putting this in S tier because of the different ways it improves your setup. The Univivi mesh tray is another fabric cable taco you can attach to your desk. It's 36 inches long, perfect for 48-inch wide desks, and it comes with either screw-in or clamp mount attachment. You put it together with small tent poles, which actually do the job very well. Inside the tray, there are cable straps to hold long power strips and bundles of cables. I'm going to go B tier because the material quality is only average, and I wish that they had a longer option. As one of the few cable products from a major office manufacturer, the expectations are high with the Steelcase Universal Cable Management Kit. The hinge design allows for the tray to swing open for easy access to everything inside. You definitely need to use the rubber ties to hold everything in place, or you'll find everything spilling out. Overall, this product functions well, but it might be tight trying to fit a full power strip with cords plugged in inside. B tier. For anyone who needs to store their cables down on the floor, the D-Line cable management box is a decent option. It has 2 slots opening on the back side of the box and 1 opening on the top middle. Now it's kind of complicated to open and close, and personally, I would expect a little higher quality and possibly thicker plastic for the price. I can see where this could be useful for some, but I personally would never use them. This is going to be a C-tier product. If you want a single tray to run the length of your desk, the BTOD wire management tray might be your best option. The steel tray is made from high quality materials and is very simple to install. The uninterrupted, solid surface of the tray is ideal for hiding your cable mess. It can be tight to fit larger power bricks plugged into a power strip inside, but there is always an option to use an additional extension cord inside the tray. I do love that it also has multiple size options. B tier. Vertical cable management is very important with a standing desk, and the right angle cable management snake is one of the best products to manage the cables coming down from your desk. The snake articulates as you move the desk up and down, keeping your cables secure but not bundled tight together. This is ideal for running network and power cables together but not up against each other. A tier. The AlexTech sleeves are another product I've used in a ton of projects. They come in many different sizes and lengths with 3 different color options. The sleeves are super easy to use and they do a great job of protecting your cables. They make several cables look like one solid unit, solving your vertical management. I've even bought these to do cable management on my fishing boat. This is an easy S tier for me. The ultimate setup trays are a great value for the price, especially since you get a 2-pack of 17-inch trays. These stand out because they offer a lot of versatility. You can use the included clamps for a no-drill setup or screw them directly to your desk for a more permanent fit. The build quality is solid and I really like that you can mount them in either direction. They feature decent pass-throughs for routing and they even come with a starter kit of ties and straps. For a clean look that easily hides a full power strip and bulky power bricks, this is a solid B tier. The The purpose of this sleek socket is to allow you to get your desk or really any kind of furniture tight up against your wall. They have lots of different options on Amazon, so you can buy exactly what's going to work for your setup. Unfortunately, they didn't have the 4 outlet option that we needed, but you can still see this power strip perfectly fit the description of making the socket sleek. It's a little bit expensive, but still A tier. The SureUp 9 cable tray caught my eye for its length, but it has some major drawbacks. One thing I liked is that its drop-down design leaves plenty of room for monitor arms. What I don't like is you only can get clamp mount, and for people that don't want their desktop cluttered, there's no other option. It also sticks out quite a bit from the desk when mounted. The biggest issue I have is the price has been creeping up since I first bought it, and because of that, the value is just gone. I have to give this F tier. We've already looked at several of these mesh cable tacos, but the Humanscale NeatTech mesh basket is definitely the best of them all. It's kind of like this is the premium version of all those other same concepts we've seen. The materials are extremely high-end with nicer mesh than many office chairs, and this just looks awesome under a desk. I'm going to go A tier instead of S just because that price is pretty high. We've reached the end of the list. Remember to grab that cheat sheet linked in the description and let me know in the comments what I've missed or what I should test next.